Amy and I are going to go through all the 2-year-olds, what we thought of them. There's some horses that did not live up to our expectations. Every year, everybody has those. Fortunately, we had some that overachieved and did very well. We had some that just did what we thought they would. Some I'm not really sure about. So we're going to talk about all of them right now. Allie Scott Grit starts the list. Both the horses in Illinois. It's so frustrating in Illinois because they're racing at fairs. You don't have a good angle. You can't see them. They race every 2 weeks, and it's just not a great fit, to be honest. I want to be a part of Illinois. I like Jim. I love having horses with him. But until they get in a schedule where we can watch them race and be interested and follow them along, it's very hard to get into it with them. Now, Allie Scott Grit himself, I thought he was a better colt than this one. Both the filly and the colt, I thought could have been better. I'm giving him a B- because I want to. Just because I think that's what he deserves. You know as much as I have.
Not
Second
really.
his last start, or
Okay.
third.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's raced okay out there, but not near what I thought he'd do. This is where you talk. Well, you have to grade them. That's the way it is.
I'll give the same grade, but I don't think I projected him as being
No, neither did I. I thought he'd be a better horse than that, but he's not right now. Arrowhead Hanover, pretty hard not to give him an A+. Anytime you have a 2-year-old trotter that can come first over in the Delaware County Fairgrounds half-mile track and win at 55 and a piece, that's a hell of a colt. And, I went into that race obviously disappointed for everything else that was going on in Delaware, and not knowing why he made a break in the final. It was his only break, his only miscue in his entire life was at the biggest race of his life. And there's not much we can do about it. It's done. It happened. And I have no idea why to this day. But he didn't make up for it. But he certainly raced one hell of a race his last start. He's in to go Wednesday. I'm down here. Ronnie Wren is going to drive him, and I expect him to race well. I can't imagine you're not going to give the horse an A+. I'm definitely giving him an A+.
Yes.
Appreciate the thorough description of how you landed on A+. What are your thoughts on Arrowhead? Because you went with him last year a couple of times too.
Yeah, but he annoyed me last year.
Oh, he annoyed you?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to hear how he annoyed you.
Because he was very immature. And he was
That's why he got drilled on. He got drilled on in May because of it.
I haven't gone with him since then.
He's a fast colt. He raced great in Delaware. Trant. Now she's not with us anymore. She's on our list.
I liked her.
Everybody liked her. I'm giving her an A- because I haven't seen her achieve A+ status. She was 5th and 4th in stakes, and I wish we'd have kept her, but that's just the way it is. I hope Dr. Rucker has a great run with her as a 3-year-old also. I like her a lot. I think she's going to do good things, and she's a nice filly. So I'm going to give her an A-. I simply can't give her an A+. And she never got a chance to show herself in stake competition, so I'm giving her an A-.
That's fair.
Okay. Aunt Lily, I would say A+, but she is an A+ right now. She's close. She's a hard A. She raced great. This is a filly we paid $65,000 for. It's got $120,000 made. She's no slouch. She owes nobody anything. She isn't, I don't feel bad. We'll get to the bottom of her. She's not steering well right now, and I can assure you it's for a reason. It's because she just chooses not to steer well. She's going through an issue right now, and we're going to deal with it. She's an A.
I was going to say A-.
That's me. How come?
Because I just think this
She's been out of the top 3 twice in her life. That happened to be her last 2, but not without reason. Anyway, I'm not going to make a defensive case for her. If you choose A-, then that's your choice. Bluebird Tuxedo Hill, I'm not going to rank him. He didn't get a chance to race. He wasn't a healthy horse all year, and I do expect him to get better. And if he doesn't, he's not going to be staying with us long. But it's just one of those weird things where his blood was just screwed up a lot, and we're trying to get it good now. It's been a while. And the last time we took it, it was definitely trending in the right direction, but not there yet. And hopefully this week, it will be. So I'm not ranking him, though. And neither are you. Next is Blue Ventura. I like a colt. Nice colt.
He's turned out.
So you gotta grade him for this year.
B+.
B+. That's harsh. Was winning like 54, paced 53.
Why did you ask me this?
I'm giving him an A-. That's mean. You're mean.
He's raced in overnight.
You're stingy. Oh, he raced in Stallion Series races. He raced good. But yes, he did race in overnights. But Still raced good. Here's a horse. If you were to say, is there any of your horses that remind you of Time Is On My Side? It would be him. He did adequately, raced well, had some speed, showed some speed, but needed to mature. Now, he doesn't have the deep breeding that Time has, obviously, and I'm not expecting him to come back and beat Time. But man, I thought the horse did rather well all season long. Amy says B+. You said B+ or B- or B?
I said B+.
B+. All right, B+. Cadeau.
What'd you give him?
I give him an A-. I'm not going to fault the horse. He felt to me like he did everything he could. Cadeau. I'm giving him a B-. I know his knees hurt him, and he's
not.
yeah, but that's I can't listen. There's lots of horses that had to work through stuff. I like the colt. I think he's going to be a nice 3-year-old, but I can't possibly give him an A of any kind. I'm giving him a what did I say, B-?
I said B.
All right, I'll concur. I can get on board with a B with Cadeau because I think he tries. So yes, that's fair. That's fair. Captain Incredible, tough to judge this guy. Now I'm gonna extrapolate from what I saw. Now we did shut him down, but it isn't because of any inferiorities or lameness. Well, I shouldn't say inferiorities. Yes, lameness, no. Now I did train him the other day. I trained him rather hard, and he trained very good. They said he jogged great the next day. I'm gonna have them train him Wednesday, and then I'm gonna come back and train him on Saturday, probably in 2.8 or 2.10. Now I will tell you this. We're running out of time for the Breeders' Crown, and I'm not speeding up his trajectory to make it. I will tell you that if he continues on the path he is, you will see him race. He does have the Matron. He does have the Governor's Cup, 2 very big races. But to make the Breeders' Crown, he has to be in shape to pace in 150, 151 at the Meadowlands in 20 days. I don't see that happening, but if I come home and train him in 2.8, last half in 59 in the bike with a bow in his neck, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not going to rush him just to make the Breeders' Crown. I do believe you are going to see him race 3 or 4 more times this year. I believe they might be Matron and the Governor's Cup. But I don't know yet. Actually, the Governor's Cup might be my money. I don't think it's my answer.
So is the Matron.
You're right. They both are. Remember we rushed to get him, to pan him to the Matron to get him into the late race. There was only 7 in it. So you're right. 100% right. I may be wrong on here. But you know what? He will race again in 2024. I think we have an extremely talented colt in 2025. And as we did prove with Time, a couple of starts now. He had obviously more starts than Captain Incredible. I think he had 7 as a 2-year-old, maybe 6.
I didn't think he had that many.
I think he had 6 or 7. Either way, he's a smart colt. He understands racing. He seems sound. Never has seemed lame. I was happy with the way he trained the other day. Let's see how this week goes.
So what'd you give him?
Yeah, good call. I'm giving him an A-. I can't give him an A+ because he isn't there yet. No, I'll give him an A. Why wouldn't I give him an A? He has never done a thing wrong in his life. Yeah, I'm giving him an A.
I give him an A just based off his start there. First start, 52 and
53, 26 and 3 on the end of it. You're right. So what are you giving him?
A.
That's fair. Century Legion, I'm giving a B- to. Here's a colt we had super high expectations for. When you see a horse go out and qualify by 12 lengths in 2 minutes, be pretty high on him. Yeah, horse looks good. That was the best mile of his life to date, for the most part. He's out in the field right now. We're going to bring him back, and I'm almost tempted to bring him to Ohio, train him down, focus on him in the Meadows and Northfield. There's going to be a lot of 2-year-olds that are just turning 3 that are going to see the track again early this winter. We're going to change things up. I want to see what happens with my own 2 eyes. We already did it once, kind of by accident, but it worked out very, very well for us. I'm wondering if we can duplicate that and make that more of a policy than a fluke. We'll see. Century Legion, B- for me. What say you?
Yeah, B-.
I'm going to make you go first a couple of times because you
That's
said
fine.
14 words.
Well, it's
Okay, it's fine. We're going to go to Chicago Hall. Go.
he's tough. I'm giving him I'll give him an A- because I do think that it's unfair for me to say this, I guess. I think he's
assessment.
But
I
he's
think
been
James would agree.
doing top 3, and he's been doing well in the top classes, getting checks in OSS, which is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to fault him for that, but I do think that he could put a little bit more effort in.
I agree with everything you just said. I think that for whatever reason he has not reached his full potential. It could be because of him. He is a big, goofy colt. It could be because of him. I believe he's a better horse than he's letting on. And even though he is a better horse than he's letting on, he still raced well. And he's still closing in on 60,000 made as a 2-year-old. So he's no slouch. So I agree with everything you said. And I'm going to give the exact same mark, A-. Country Dancing. You can go again.
Oh, she's disappointing. B+.
B+? Okay. I think she's only disappointing because we all have told ourselves that she is a killer. And keep in mind, this is a filly who was second beat in that Stallion series.
We also we didn't really sit behind her.
No, she was in the Meadows for a while, but I think she trained down well. I think she was second in a Stallion series, third in a Stallion series, showed that she could do. I put her on the front in a maiden and went in 53 flat with her in a maiden. So I think she's a good filly, and I thought long and hard about this the other day. Is it that she hasn't been as good as we think she is? Or is it our fault for thinking that to begin with?
Yeah, maybe.
And I thought long and hard about this the other day because I had a couple of my partners on her that were upset with the way she raced, and I'm upset too. I find it hard to believe that she wins in 53 flat in the Meadows and paces in 55 in Kentucky. So yeah, I got a problem with that. But I think she's battled with stuff all summer long. And she's had some finer moments and finer points, but has not put together consistency, and I don't think it's her attitude. I think she's struggling with stuff. I'm giving her an A- because, keep in mind, she did win in 53 flat on a 5/8 mile track. What is going on here? What is this idiot doing? Just so you know, that guy's going the wrong way on the road. This is a highway going this way. This guy's driving on the shoulder the wrong way.
Oh, I did not see.
You didn't see him?
No.
You didn't just see that car go that way?
No, not on this side.
Yes, he was right here on the inside of the yellow line. What kind of idiot does that? I'm sure somebody's called the policeman now. Jesus. There's some guy just driving. This is a 3-lane highway. We're driving south towards Kentucky. There you have the yellow line to the far outside, and there was a car going the other way. Now, he was driving slow, but he was going the other way, pointed in the wrong direction. Wow. Where were we? Country Dancing. I think A-. I think I'm going to give myself an A-. I think maybe I just convinced myself that she was a better filly than maybe she is. She's worth a lot of money as a broodmare also. But it's not a bad thing to have a 2-year-old filly that can win in 53 flat on a 5/8. Do we have a faster pacer?
Then what? How fast?
53 flat at the Meadows. Nothing in Ohio. Well, there's an equally retarded human being right there. That guy's got to be doing 95 miles an hour. What is with these people tonight? All right, A-. I'm just trying to think what pacers we had.
Not very many to start with.
You're right there. So, Country Dancing, I'm giving an A-. What did you give her?
I thought I gave her a B+.
You did give her a B+. I was embarrassed. Next up is Dancing by Myself. We're not going to grade him because he didn't race this year. That's unfair to him. Fire and Shine. Oh, I'm going to make you go.
No.
No. You go first. You go first. Fire and Shine. It's your cue.
I know what you're going to say. She won the other day.
You can't put words in my mouth. You were gonna have to do this yourself. What about these caramels we got today?
I'm gonna give her an A-.
Wow, that's amazing. These are weird. Come on. You can't just say A-. Just explain yourself. Why not A+? Why not A? Why not B-?
Well, it's not like she's winning the Ontario Sire Stakes.
Well, that'd be hard. She's an Ohio bred. Oh, you heard that? Just document it. So speak. Fire and check.
Ohio Sire Stakes.
Oh, I see where you're going.
She's an okay little filly that overcame her expectations.
That's fair.
There.
What'd you give her again?
A-.
And you told me off.
Mostly because she just won the other day and she raced really well. But that was in like an overnight.
Well, it wasn't Ontario Sire Stakes. I can say
Shut
that.
up.
All right. Fire and shine. This is a family show, okay?
I know.
Oh, there's your cops. I wonder who he's after. He's on this side of the road, bud.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Two of them.
Oh my God, look at him.
3 of them. What'd I tell you?
Yeah, someone called the cops.
Why wouldn't they? Just look behind us. I wonder where they're going. This lunatic going the wrong way. Fire and Shine, I'm giving a B to. A B plus to. What? She didn't win the Ontario Sire Stakes. She's a nice filly. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with from here on out. She's a step behind Gorgeous Package. Very similar. Wear no boots. Both trained down crazy. Like crazy. But Fire and Shine's turned into a nice filly now. I rather like her, and I like driving her. But she is racing in overnights, and she is doing good. I think if she applied herself, she could be a better filly. I can't give her an A+ or an A. I could give her an A-, quite frankly. But I think B+, because she's got a lot of improvement coming forward. I think she does, and I don't mind the filly. Foxy Seaside. I'll go first.
Yeah,
B-.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you why. Foxy Seaside has a few little holes in her and could be a very nice filly. I do believe her stubborn attitude and maybe her mental understanding of racing is holding her back. And that's on her. That's not on us. We spent all winter long training these horses to understand how to race, to do their work as best they can. And she's a very strong filly. You know, as a filly that went out and won twice in 56 this year. Twice.
I think she struggled on the little track.
I think she looked, she just needs to apply herself a little more. I sat behind her both times. Nobody drove her more than I did. And quite frankly, it was nothing more than stubbornness, I believe. And she's a filly. That's fine. You see that a lot. And she does have a few little things that bother her, and they will go away, and she will race better. But I'm giving her a B- because of her, whether she meant to or not, her ultimate refusal to be a better horse. So I am giving her a B-. And make no mistake, that B- is a grade. I got a 60 in math. It was a grade. It was my choice to do better or not. The same as it's her choice moving forward. If she comes back in the barn focused, driven, and putting in a full effort, I think you're going to see a very, very good 3-year-old filly. But the ball is in her court now. I'm giving her a B- because it got there. You?
I gave her a B when we started.
A B when I started?
Yeah, you'll B and then you'll B-.
Okay. You have anything to add?
No.
Okay. B and a B- apparently. Freedom Hill, I'm giving an A to, because she's been an overachiever from the day we got her. She wasn't highly touted.
I liked her.
We always thought she was a good filly. Remember how crazy she was in
Yes.
January?
Yeah.
Like crazy, lunatic crazy.
She was
But she just got better.
at her gate all the time.
Yeah, just better and better and better and better. Now she comes out. Pitch Delaware. I don't know what happened in Delaware. Now the day Dave Palone drove her, I can't tell you what happened either. What? I said the day Dave Palone drove her. Well, my mouth's full of caramel, salted caramel. The day he drove her, I can't really tell you what happened either. I have no idea. but she came right out and raced very, very good her next start. I like the filly. She's a likable filly. She's going to race in the Buckeye Constellation. She's going to race in the Sire State Constellation. We're going to have a great fall with those fillies. We just got to finish them up. And that filly there, just an absolute sweetheart. Could easily, I can make a case for A+. I'm definitely giving her an
I'm going to give her an A. Because she wasn't very expensive and she raced in the top Ohio Sire Stakes.
I see.
Actually, I was impressed with how much she grew.
She's getting to be a bigger filly, yeah.
She was so little.
She's going to be a nice 3-year-old. It's not just that we have some nice 2-year-olds. We have some nice 2-year-olds that are coming back, and 3 of me nice 3-year-olds. We have some nice 3-year-olds that are going to be nice 4-year-olds also. This is the best burn we've ever had, and it is greatly improved year over year. Next will be Gaslight Hall. I'm going to let you go.
Gaslight Hall. She's had a couple of really impressive starts, and then a couple okay. So I'm gonna give him a B+.
A B+, okay. I disagree. Gaslight Hall has been a fighter from day one. This is a horse that we had to stop training, put in the pool, very light dry training, because his knees were killing him. And as they got better, we started putting more work into him, This horse has traveled back and forth to Kentucky and Lexington twice. He's taken a mark of 56 in Kentucky. He's trotted in 55, racing against the best horses in Kentucky, and was going to win in Ontario had James not almost killed everybody. Well, I guess it wasn't James' fault. We blame Bob. So the pair of them had almost killed everybody. And they would have had he would have won that night very, very easily. So I like Gaslight Hall. And it's hard to look at where he came from and where he got to without giving him an A. He's done nothing wrong. He's done his best. And considering, if I'm not mistaken, the veterinarian's recommendations were to shut him down in March or April. Considering he came from that point to this point, even today in the mud racing the way he did, it's hard for me not to give him an A. So a B+ for Amy and an A for me. Gorgeous package. I know Amy loves this filly and always did. She's an A+. If she's not, you're just sick. She was the cheapest horse we purchased last year, I believe. Was she not? Trained down, a little crazy. Amy did not love her the most. She actually booked off and refused to drive her towards the end. She was just a little schizophrenic, but she has turned into, I'm telling you, as a driver, you couldn't ask for a nicer filly. She is an A+ in every single department of racing. She does nothing wrong. And when I tell you nothing, I mean nothing wrong. She is the type of horse you would like to have 5 or 10 of.
She hasn't got sick. She barely needs vet work.
And we thought she had pneumonia when she came in because she had that big nasal thing. She sounds like Snuffleupagus when she's in the burn.
She's relaxed though.
Yeah, when she's relaxed. You can hear her we wear the nasal strips on her. Jason says they don't help, and I'm inclined to agree. But she's just been just the sweetest horse. I mean the sweetest horse you could ever ask to drive. She is a perfect filly in every way. She's an overachiever. She's fast. She's durable. She's quick on her feet. She understands her work. She actually listens in the race. Not many horses do that. So we went out of the gate hard. I crossed over. I wrestled her back to let 2 in front of me. And as she was starting there, she was getting a little aggressive. And I just kind of seesawed her a little bit. Say, easy, girl, easy now. And it's almost like she just flicked her ears. She said, oh, okay, never mind. And she just dropped the bit. Horses don't do that. She is intentive. Just I believe the word was attentive. Put an N in there and put an extra consonant in there. Yeah, intentive, and it's attentive. I used an extra consonant. I like to subtract that now.
Okay.
Attentive. Very, very nice filly. Grand old chap. We can't grade him, but he was a solid F his entire life. I trained him the other day in 230, 229. He is getting better, and he does look like a racehorse. You know, his shoeing, his equipment, everything is so particular. And when it's just not perfect any day, you can see it. So his confidence is low, but it's gaining, it's getting higher. And I like the horse, and it sounds like I'm about to grade him, but I'm not going to. I'm just intrigued to see, because we all saw how bad he looked and where he's at now. I am super intrigued to see. I think he will get there. I don't say if. How long it takes him to get to the races and what it looks like when he gets there. Grand Slam Dio, you can go first.
Grand Slam.
Anytime now.
This is based on right here. I'm gonna give her a B plus.
I mean, oh, sorry, what? No, go.
What does she didn't deserve an A?
Oh, she did trot 54 and 3.
What? See, this is why I told you this is unfair.
What?
Okay?
It's
not.
Whoa.
All the time.
We can't.
I was in another country for the entire summer.
So you didn't have. They didn't have TV there. Last time I was in Canada, I swear they had cable. You don't have RTN on your iPad?
No.
I see. She was second beat a nose in 50 something the day that Carl's sister?
I can run around Kentucky.
Nah, it's not that easy. She hasn't been a killer. She's been an underachiever, I think, a little bit, but she's getting better every week. You gave her a what? A B?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give her an A minus because she hasn't. Did you just roll your eyes at my grading?
I'm sure you're going to get green glitter one too.
The green glitter's not with us anymore. I am not grading her. She is not in our barn anymore.
Fair.
She's not here anymore.
Until last week.
Until 3 weeks ago. Not here anymore. You don't get to attack me on my grading video. Grand Slam Dio. Grand Slam Dio's an A minus. She can get, and I could give her a B plus. She can get a lot better. I'd like to see her make money, win races, race competitively in stake races, but she is getting better every time, and I really love driving her, and I wish I had driven her more this summer. I got along good with her. I really liked her. It's just impossible to be everywhere. So Grand Slam Dio, I'm giving an A minus to. Not a B plus, not a B like Amy, but an A minus. Gymboree. I'll let you grade Gymboree since you liked her so much. A? Straight A.
Straight A.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to need to know why.
Projecting her a little bit.
Oh, a little projectionism. I don't disagree. I was going to say A minus because she just hasn't done enough and hasn't taken a lifetime mark yet. But she is a nice filly, and she will be, I think, a nice 3-year-old. I agree. So you say A, I say A minus. No big deal. Tomato. High hopes. Amy hates her guts. So I don't hate her.
Do you
I
want
like
my
her.
grade?
I think her grade's probably going to be the same.
C plus?
I was giving her a C plus. I think she has a lot to do and a lot more to do, but I also think her attitude has improved immensely since the day she almost kicked the living piss out of me in the stall, and it hurt. She kicked me in the leg. It hurt so bad. She got me good. But I never hated her because of that. I liked the way that she was crusty and stubborn but got better. The thing that bothered me the most is when push came to shove and it looked like she was getting to that precipice where she was going to do something impressive, she completely faltered. And with little understanding to why. So I'm curious to see how she's going to come back. I do like the filly, but I have to give her a C minus to be fair. She just has so much more to do, but I think she can get there. Do you want to follow up? Put that away. We're doing a list.
I said,
You're doing what?
I'm talking to Ava.
To Ava?
Yeah.
She should be in bed. It's 10:23.
She's not home yet. That's why I'm talking to her.
Was she out drinking? She's 13 years old.
They were at the cocktail. So she's like 15.
So
What do you want me to say?
high hopes.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Tell the truth. You don't like
not
her.
Not a fan.
Okay, that's pretty blunt. I don't play nice. I'm giving him a C plus also.
Really?
How can I? How didn't he underwhelm all of us this year? Here's a horse that could have done so much more and did not. Did not do so much more. So I have to give him a C plus for the very same reason we gave one to High Hopes. So a C plus to I don't play nice. You.
I like him. I like his attitude better than ours.
I did.
I'd given them the same grade.
No, I didn't. I thought their attitudes were very similar when push came to shove. I was disappointed with both of them, and I think they both could be much better horses. What is going on? Oh my God, I hate when this system does this. It just starts jumping back and forth now. Drives me crazy. Okay, I'm a trucker. We can't grade. He actually looks nice on the track. Can't grade him though. He never raced. I'm ready too. Can't grade him. He never raced. I trained him the other day. He looked very good training. Very good. Leggy never got to race. Took a chip out of her sesamoid. She's almost ready to train and look. Sound as a dollar. They say I almost trained her the other day. And they're like, we did take that chip out. I'm like, you're right. Just jogging. Manhattan Money. Go ahead.
You know what? He kind of reminds me of the charting version of Ventura.
This is a fair assessment.
He's a player in the, what is it,
Stallion Series, yeah.
I would give him a B+.
Okay.
I'd give him a B+.
Okay. I was going to give him an A, but I'll give him an A-. He didn't do anything wrong. He only made one mishap, and something spooked him that day.
No, shocker.
Yeah, he's a spooky horse, but I'll tell you what. He did his work. He showed up and did his work. That was a gigantic animal that showed up every single week to do his work. I liked him. It was pretty hard to fault him, other than the multiple times he tried to kill me. He's a mean horse. Like the last time I put the clippers on beside him, and he literally come right at me. He'll let you sit there and rest his head on your shoulders. You can pet him like an old dog. But if you scare him, man, oh man, you better watch out. And a very weird horse in that regard, but I have to give him props. He did his work well. I'll give him an A-, but he could easily be an A. Melisandre didn't race. We can't grade her. Memento Mori. Go.
You're going to be surprised at this. I'm giving him an A.
Okay.
Because
why? He hit himself? Because he hits himself?
No.
Why would you give him an A? A little tough love?
Freaking run in the final.
Well, he had the 10 hole and he was 17 wide going around the first turn. I don't really think it was his fault. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, I am going to disagree. I can't not give the horse an A+. He's got like $100,000 made or close to it, and has worked his butt off his entire life. Sure, we expect him to be a good horse because he trained down like a monster, but he's no bigger than Cruz, and has gone out and done great every single race. Yes, he made that break in the final, but I think that's partially my fault for pressuring Scotty not to get away last, and partially just a bad draw. And when he raced the other day, he raced barefoot, all four shoes off the other day, yesterday, on a terrible track, and raced great. I just don't think, I think for me or anybody else to give him anything less than an A+ would be saying that he disappointed you. And I just don't think he has. He's got away in some tough spots and not been away as best as we thought.
You didn't think highly enough about him to put him in the top division yet. You're thinking of taking him to the Breeders' Crown. I don't understand that.
Well, that's because you're not listening.
Okay.
I was trying to protect the colt for the whole year. I wanted to make sure that he was in the right place at the right time. You don't have to race for the most money every start to race to manage him properly. And the B division was the right place to put him. I could have put him up in the A division, no problem. They went 52-1. So there's nothing wrong with getting beat by better horses. The problem I have with horses is when they don't put out. And I had, in fairness to Memento, in fairness to you, I have not driven Memento Mori, so I can't tell you what he's done. I saw him one time and he destroyed a qualifier. Who cares? I've never driven him in a stake race. You may see it this Friday. If Scotty opts to take off and to drive whoever he won the other division with, and he's left needing a driver, then I will stick around and I will drive him on Friday. Then I can tell you for sure. But when I look at Memento Mori, I see a nice little horse that could have been any kind of bad or any kind of good, and he's leaning heavily towards good. So I got to give him an A+. Mountaineer Prince. That's a tough one. I feel he did his work okay. I didn't mind him his last two starts. The brakes are troubling. He has got a skinny little butt on him. And he was trying to get through deep sandy tracks. But you know what? everybody else had to go through them too. So regardless of the tracks or anything else, I was supposed to turn right there. Regardless of the tracks or anything else, I am going to be forced to give him a C, because everybody else had to race on the same deep tracks that Mountaineer Prince did. I know what the problems were. I'm sympathetic to them, but at the same token, I can't just let him off and say, "Oh, it wasn't his fault." Well, it kind of was. I find it hard to believe that other small horses raced on the track and he couldn't. So I'm giving him a C.
That's fair.
Okay. My Wicked Heart. This is you.
You sold her.
No, we didn't. We should have. We didn't.
What's the lowest thing you get?
You're about to find out.
I'll give her a C.
I'm going to give her a D.
It's not her fault.
It is her fault. I don't
No,
care if
it's
she's
not her
small.
fault.
The Gorgeous Package was no bigger or smaller
It's
than
not about
her.
her size. You can only do what you can do.
She's just, you know what? She's an underachiever that has been let off the hook by everybody.
She always trained her hardest.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
So
the fact that wasn't fast enough.
I never liked badminton. I was never good at it. But
She
if you were
doesn't
grading me at badminton, I don't get a B plus because I went out and tried. I wasn't that good at badminton.
You're the king of giving horses.
No.
Praise
Underachiever.
for trying.
Overachievers, yes. I'm sorry. I don't think she's an overachiever. And I know that a number of our clients are going to disagree and say that was a nice filly. There's nothing nice about that filly. She is a condition claimer
Yes.
that I should have sold 2 months ago and I didn't. Now she might come back and be okay and race okay at Northfield or something. Maybe we'll just sell her in between. I don't know. The mistake I made, first mistake was buying her. Second mistake was keeping her and not selling her 2 months ago when we could have, when the market was proper for an okay to mediocre horse. I think she is the worst horse we have right now. I don't think that's going to change. Who? We don't have her anymore. We sold her. And she wasn't worse. I don't think so. And who cares? Tomato, tomato. One's gone and one's still there. So I'm giving her a D. And I'm not angry at her. A little bit. Because I'm not letting her off the hook anymore. I think she's a small horse. She pretty? Maybe she is. But I expect more. And when she comes back, she doesn't really deserve a chance to be still in this barn. But she's here. She's here for now. And I expect her to do immensely better when she comes back to the barn. You give her a C? Okay. Never Lose Felix. We can't grade him because he never raced this year. Oh, hell no. Go ahead.
She was a little sore at the end. I think I'm gonna give her an A-.
That's fair. Why?
Because I mean she tried hard. She put in an honest effort, and she was just a little sore. It wasn't her fault.
Yeah, so I'm going a different way. I'm giving her an A, and I almost said A plus because every time I drove her, she just seemed so smart for her level of supposed intelligence. Even when Aaron drove her and won the maiden with her in 2-1, he said, "What a nice filly this is." She didn't do anything wrong. The mistake we made was racing her in that filthy night in Urbana when they canceled the races and the track was hard as a rock. We took for granted that she was perfectly fine, and she wasn't. She was just going through some stuff, and I think that start maybe pushed her over the edge a little bit, and she was sore after that start. She did have some changes in her third carpals, and we ended up stopping with her. That filly there did nothing wrong also. And those knees bothered her her whole life, and she worked her butt off to not only get to the track, but excel on the track. The last night I drove her in Sayota, she's lunging at the horse at the wire in 58. We come back out the next week, and she obliterated the maiden in 2-1, and then we took her to Urbana. She made a break in the first turn and was sore after that. We opted to give her the rest of the time off and bring her back. I have every belief that she will be one of our best 3-year-old trotting fillies. Keep in mind, we have Freedom Hill and Aunt Lily. I think Oh Hill No could be one of our very best 3-year-old trotting fillies when she comes back as a sophomore. I have all the respect in the world for this filly. I think she is an extremely good filly. And I'll give her, what I say, A? You said A minus, I said A. Is that right? Yeah. I think she's a very, very nice filly. Pelican Al never raced this year, and lucky for him, we can't grade him. I don't mind him, actually. He trained not bad the other day. I think he's one of those horses, when he gets to the track, It's going to be a chore to get him there. He's going to go through a number of equipment changes and shoeing changes, and then when we finally get him to a place where he's good, I think you're going to see him charge forward. I don't know where his ceiling will be. Like, what does that charge forward mean? 58? 55? 52? I have no idea. But I think he'll get there. And I think it'll be nip and tuck when we get him there. But once we get him screwed down tight, I think you're going to see a nice horse. A decent horse. Resolve Indeed. I'm going to start. Very disappointed with her race last night. I thought that she fizzled out at the end of the year, and that is not something that she or any of our horses should be doing. You know, it makes you do some soul searching sometimes when the horses just kind of flatten at the end of the year. We've seen this with some, but none of our horses trained harder than Arrowhead Hanover, and he's fresh as a daisy and sharp as a tack right now. Gorgeous package. Has been going since the 1st of June. Sharp as a tack. Best race of her life tonight, September the 28th, 2024. So there is no excuse for Resolve Indeed to be flat. Now, if she was just sick, it was just an isolated incident, and she was actually just sick, and it was bad timing, okay, that happens. We'll see. She's out in the field now, and when she comes back, we're going to find out what's what. And Resolve Indeed, I'm giving her a B+. I thought this was an A+ filly, straight through. I saw her get beat, finished third, but she should have won. I watched her race poor last night. I'll tell you what I didn't watch her do, was win a race this year. So...
yeah, she beat James Stream in their first skirts. First and second.
Really? Oh, you're right, too. All right, I'm going to give her an A- then. I was giving her a B+. I'll give her an A-, but I was disappointed with the mile last night. Go ahead. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. A-, but she was supposed to be
much better filly, yes. Rose Run AJ is a peculiar case because he's another one where we're left saying we expected so much more. But is that on him or is that on us?
That's on us.
He paced 52 and 4 this year. Paced 53. The day he was in with horses he should beat, he annihilated them in 56. But he was poor his last two races. None poorer than his last in Delaware. That was a travesty. He scoped okay. We didn't wait to take blood. He was going to the field. He didn't even come home to the barn. He went from Delaware to Tim's to Pennsylvania, turned out. And he will be back in December. Very fast colt, and I do expect a much better horse to return than the one that I watched walk out. But as far as AJ is concerned, I think giving him anything less than an A- would be unfair. I'm giving him an A. Again, disappointed his last race, but here's a colt that took a mark at 56, paced 53, 54, 52 and 4 once. Pretty decent colt. Just a division full of killers.
I was going to say B+.
That's fair. Any reason?
No.
I see. Okay. Rose Run Alexandra. A little flatter than I'd like to see her last couple. She did get the job done. She took a two-year-old mark. She's going to race in the Buckeye Consolation. And then that'll be it for her. They're going to have a Consolation 2. They have the Consolation.
Why is that?
Because they just want to rate it for a ton of horses in the area. So we're going to actually race the other filly in the Consolation 2. In the Consolation 1, we're going to race Rose Run Alexandra, and then they're done for the season. Underwhelming this year. But considering what happened to her at the start of the year, where she pounded that knee open and then did it again in Scioto and still come back to take a lifetime marker next start, that's tough. I really thought halfway around the last turn when I heard her and I looked down and saw her hitting her knee, I said, this will be your last start of the season. I really thought that. Really thought it would be. And not only was it not her last start, but she just bounced straight out and took a lifetime mark in her next official start. That was impressive. That was an impressive mile. And I was truly impressed with her, but still quietly a little underwhelmed overall. I'm giving her an A- because I think she can be a much better sophomore. You don't get away with
I'm
just...
giving her an A- because her attitude is... But she scared the crap out of me when we first got her. And now she's a sweetheart. I don't know, she's nasty.
Some of those fillies get a little edge on them. They're a little crusty. You gotta like Sweeney's sister, right? She's a little dumb, but a big, giant, good-looking filly with a beautiful gait. A little dumb and stubborn, and you just sprinkle on a little, hey, if you keep annoying me, I'm going to smash your face in. I don't mind that. I don't mind that in the fillies.
No,
I like
but
them
I'm
in a
just
little
saying
edge.
that she took all of the stuff that was thrown at her in stride and never used it as an excuse, I would say.
She did. Well, listen, you can't fault the fillies' tenacity. I mean, when you have no idea when you pound your knee like she did in Scioto. First off, look at this thing won't load. I just want to throw it out the window. When you have a horse hit their knee the way that she did in June, and not only make it to the races in July, but then race well, that is it's really, really hard to believe. And I was just thoroughly pleased and impressed with that filly that she did that. It's not very often that you see that happen. So yeah, I see what you're saying. I love her tenacity, and I think she's going to be a nice filly for us. This thing is just itching for me to punch a hole right in the screen. Okay, we're almost to the end of the list now. We're in the R's.
You gotta turn left.
Yeah, see, you're doing a better job now as a co-pilot. Rosetta. I can start if you want me to. I'm just going to throw a little C at her. You know, for her to go out trot 56, trot 59, she had to go out of her way to be a bit of a slob, to not be a good horse. And I can tell you what, I know there's a good horse in there, and I can assure you the gloves will come off when she comes back in the barn. She is going to work. Honey, I don't stop until right here at the end of the line. See, now, hold on. Now we stop. I'm giving her a C because I sat behind her and I saw how rude and ignorant she can be. But I can be rude and ignorant too. She is going to get some equipment on when she comes back in the barn. And I can assure you, that day she ran away on me in Lexington will be the last day she ever tries that on another human being. She is going to work incredibly hard the entire time she is back in. And that's, you know what? That's partially my fault for letting her away with it to begin with. You know, you have the 2-year-old trotting fillies. You really just want to keep them in check. You don't want to get them too angry.
She wasn't that bad, though.
She had her piggery moments.
Yeah,
and they bubbled up. And they bubbled up again. And they bubbled up again in Lexington the one day because she was in heat and she was rude. That's not going to cut it anymore. Rosetta, she is a very rigid filly and very stubborn. Bossy is a good word. That's going to come to an end when she enters the barn again as a sophomore. The rookie stuff, I'll let you away with it as a rookie. No more, though. Not after that. So, Rosetta, she's going to be in for a long fall/winter, I can assure you, when she comes back to the barn. What's this thing doing here? Rosetta, she sits at the bar. I can't grade her. Where am I going here? It's down. Can I go down there? Yep, sorry. I can't grade her because she didn't get a chance to race. I really hope, to love of God, that she gets a chance to race. She doesn't. She's going to be an incredible broodmare. But I hope we get a chance to race this filly. I loved her so much, and I can't wait to see her come back to the barn. Southwind Ibex didn't get a chance to race, so we won't mark him. We won't grade him either. Speed of Sound, we can't grade her either. She didn't get a chance to race. Neither did Trevino on Green. Didn't get a chance. Those are 3 horses. Various expectations as we move forward, but I expect them all to race, come back and race decent when they do. I think of those 3 horses, I think Speed of Sound is the one that I think the highest of, just because she felt like she literally was just getting too big to go. Mm-hmm. Southwind Ibex just seemed like a big slobby, lazy horse, but he might come around. And Trevino on Green was forging bad, and hopefully he gets better also. Westland Warrior, I'm giving a B+2 because there is a good horse there. I can see it. It's right in front of me. He just hasn't fully committed to his work nonstop, and I think once he does, we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy. He's not far from it now. I talked to Chris Lems about him. He's driving him on Wednesday. I said, he could have paced the other day, and he allowed me to throttle him back and let him trot through the wire. We're going to do a little work on him. I think he's going to be a good horse for you. I think just time him into the gate, let him trot out of there. If he feels good, let him trot. If he's not feeling great, it's probably because he's not, and he'll let you know. He could have been a slob the other day and swung right to the pace like he did on Scotty. You know, he got a little pacey, and I grabbed a hold of him. He let me do that, which led me to believe that he wants to be a better horse. I'm giving them B+. You?
Yeah, that's fair.
We can't grade what a lady, what a night. B.
B.
I'm giving her a B because I just can't see her. I don't see enough of her. A couple of races she looked great. A couple of races she looked poor. I just can't see enough of her. So I'm staying with B. And the other filly, Woodmere, bet you we can't mark her either. I hope to God she's an A+. I like this filly a lot. That's our place right there. It's really nice.
That's the hotel?
Yep. It's beautiful. Anyway, we are here now at the what did I say it was? The Origin Hotel. This is a kind of a new area called Fritz Farm. I don't know why. The bar's open. We get a drink. It's a really nice hotel in a beautiful area, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun here for the next 5 days. For the next 5 days, Amy and I are gonna have a blast. This is a highlight on our calendar. If you're anywhere near Lexington, make your way down to the sale because it will quickly become a highlight on your calendar also. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Big week ahead. Big week ahead. Tomorrow is Sunday.
I love how they have the sprinkler on.
I know. Big week ahead. We're working hard tomorrow to bring you a ton of videos. It's going to rain for most of the day. We'll see if we can get that done. And then on Monday, all the fun starts. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll check in with you throughout. Take care.